very excited to talk about this song. We ready?
It's too hard to describe.
And this is The Story of My Song by American Express. This is my handwriting, and this is my song that I wrote called Honeybee. I really love it so much. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's fun to see it all in big writing like this. I'm also in these heels. I'm gonna go barefoot for this because I'm not gonna survive on this ladder with the heels. Okay, it does need a title though, so I'm gonna do that. I forgot to include that. There we go. Now it's complete. This was, I think, the first love song that I wrote for the album, which is very important. The album is called You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. It's basically my adventure into trying to write a song that was a love song, but it also had some element of like sadness or fear or melancholy. All of my favorite love songs have those elements. I remember writing this song and being like really happy, like for a few days after being like, yeah, I feel really good about this. And that doesn't always happen when you write a song, so it was a special feeling. I am ready to dissect the song. Wait. Before we start, I am going to fall on that ladder if I wear my heels, so I'm gonna get different shoes really quick. Just one sec. All right, now I'm ready. Got some flatter shoes on, raring to go. First verse. All right, cue verse 1.
So I guess that it's true. Time can heal even the worst of wounds, and the cliches I knew seemed so commonplace when I saw you. Let's just walk in the dark, up the fence in the park. Baby boy, honeybee, gotta love the way you look at me.
It like really transports me to a place and a feeling of like being in love, which is such a gorgeous thought. My favorite funny part is that I like cut up cliches on I knew, and so it sounds like
Cliches I knew.
Dan and I always joke that we're gonna open a French restaurant called Chez Nous. I don't even know what that would mean in French, but it's like Chez Nous or something like that, because that's what it sounds like in the song.
Chez Nous, I Googled it. It
Yeah?
means at our place.
Really? And that's so sweet. At our place is a great, that's like perfect. It makes me seem like I'm really smart and I'm like putting Easter eggs to like French language in my songs, which I'm not, but you know, unintentional. It's great. I think as you get older, like the passage of time like really becomes more apparent. And I think like thinking back to the times in my life where I was a really heartbroken teenager, I remember you thinking that you're never gonna find anyone again and this wound is never gonna heal. And it was just the first line is just me kind of reflecting on being like, oh yeah, it is true. You get over things and you find people that you like love so much and like have these connections that are unlike any other connections that you had before in your life. And so it's like a beautiful sentiment.
Let's just walk in the dark, up the fence in the park.
Is a Notting Hill reference. Don't know if anyone's watched Notting Hill recently, but it's one of my favorite movies, and I was hanging out in England a lot, and I love Notting Hill, and I love that movie, and I love Hugh Grant, and there's this scene where they're hopping the fence in this park that they don't have a key for, and I just remember loving it and thinking that that was a really beautiful scene. Whenever I hear that line, I think of Hugh Grant and how cute he was in that movie.
Baby boy, honeybee.
Just the title. Always like when a title of a song is not the like hook at the end of the chorus. It's always kind of fun. I'm very known for breakup songs and like writing these like angsty songs, which is so rad, and I'll probably do that forever too. But I just wanted to challenge myself as a songwriter to try to write something that was a little more sweet and romantic. And I think this song is definitely sweet and romantic. Dan is my producer. He produced the song. It took us like a really long time to nail the production, to nail the tempo. I really wanted it to feel like it could like sit in your body really well, and it was too fast and too slow, but I'm really happy with the way it landed. I think it's like a perfect encapsulation of what it feels like to be falling for someone. All right, let's go into the chorus.
I love the way you look at me, and it's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I love you, baby, I promise. And I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping.
this chorus. I think this line, it's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. Really like captures the feeling of like being in love that's sort of not so frivolous or youthful. It's a really difficult thing to express, and I think it's a difficult thing to express in a song too. I feel really excited when I write something and then like I listen to it back the next day and I'm like, oh yeah, that is how I feel. That's exactly how I felt, and I managed to capture it in this voice memo on my phone. Like, that's the greatest feeling as a songwriter, and I chase that high. I think like so much of love is shown in like the quiet moments. But I think that's a sweet sentiment. It's like even when I'm not like being like, I adore you, just not needing to like have the whole song and dance and fireworks, but just knowing that like you're looking across the room and there's someone there who really cares about you. So I like that line a lot.
I hope I never see what your face looks like going.
This is one of my favorite lines in the album. There's something so beautiful and heartbreaking about it. You're happy and you're joyful and you're like, oh my God, I'm so into this person, which is all great, but there's also like an element of, oh wow, I have something to lose. It just heightens the stakes of like, oh God, what happens if it's not here anymore? And so I think at the time I was really grappling with that. I feel like if there was one lyric that could be the thesis statement of the album, it would be Here's to Hoping. There's just like an element of hope when you meet someone, you're like, oh my God, I hope this can be amazing. And then you're dating, you're like, I hope this can be forever. And in any relationship, everything's like a beautiful flower that's gorgeous and you're like, oh God, I don't want it to die, you know, but it's part of what makes it so beautiful. I think I came with the chords first and I thought it was really pretty. I don't know, there's something that just felt like kind of waltzy and like I can picture someone like dancing with their lover in like an old-fashioned movie or something when I hear the chords. And they feel kind of sad too. That was the vibe I was trying to capture. It's like the album title, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. It's like if you can find the perfect combination of I'm so happy in love and also like minor sad stuff, it just tugs at your heartstrings. So that was always the goal. I wrote it in my living room. It sort of feels like that, I think. Like it feels like a little intimate slice of what I was feeling at the time. And I think I can't really write a song unless I feel like totally safe and like secure in what's going on. Like I think that's why it's hard to write a song on the road, is there's just so much stimulation and like you're in a new place every day and you wake up in a new hotel room and it's kind of hard to like center yourself enough. Yeah, I'm always the most inspired when I'm really just like grounded. I think that when I was 17, like to no fault of my own, I feel like I didn't understand maybe some of the nuance of a romantic relationship that I hope that this song has. I think that that's the whole sort of ethos of this album too, is trying to write about a relationship in terms of the broad scale of things rather than just like, oh my God, you're the best person ever, or like, oh my God, you're the worst person ever. It's like kind of the interesting gray area middle ground of like, oh yeah, I love you, but I'm scared, or I love you, but I'm depressed. When you're younger, obviously, like when you're 17, you're like, oh my God, you broke my heart. Like, and I think maybe as you get older, it's not that simple. I was really struggling with other people's expectation and perspective when I was making Guts. I was like thinking about people judging the song as I was writing it, and I think that was not the case this time. I was just thinking about if I liked it. Hopefully there's more of an ease to the songwriting and less like white knuckling it like I feel like I was doing before.
It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest, but even when I'm quiet, I love you, baby, I promise.
Those are the chords that I love. All right, time to go to verse 2. Yay, so cathartic. Verse 2.
Pick me up, walk me home, and it feels like God threw me the bone, sticky sweet tangerine. Would you sit and keep me company in the dark? I'm not scared, I just reach and you're right there. Shooting stars, racing cars, everything I own just feels like ours.
So much to talk about here, I feel like. Like, this is my dream scenario. You're out at like 7 p.m. dinner with your friends, you're having Aperol spritzes, and your boyfriend comes and picks you up, and you guys walk home and like talk. And ideally there was some gossip that was exchanged at the dinner, and then you're like telling your boyfriend about the gossip, and he's like, what? And that's, so that's my ultimate fantasy. That's pick me up, walk me home.
Sticky sweet tangerine.
I was just thinking of something like being sugary and sweet, and like that's what it kind of feels like to be in love, is everything's just so wonderful and sugary.
It evokes honeybee here.
That's true! Sticky sweet tangerine. The honeybee loves the sticky sweet tangerine.
Shooting stars, racing cars, everything I own just feels like ours.
I think when you're falling for someone, the line between you and them becomes so thin, and it just sort of feels like everything that I have, all of my like experiences or pain, or all of these like wonderful assets that I've accumulated over the years, like it just all feels like part of one whole being. And I'm an only child, and I'm never really learned how to share. That was something that I had to actively work on. And there's something really beautiful about being so into someone that you just don't even think about it. It's like, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. I played this for a few of my friends, and we started sort of talking about their first experience falling in love. And if I can write a song that makes someone think about their own life and like insert their own details into the like framework of the song that I wrote, I think that that's so cool. And it just makes me feel like we're all really interconnected in this beautiful way. And so, I don't know, I hope people listen to it and think about their first sort of like grown-up love. Yes, this is where the second chorus would go. There. I like the way that the song sort of has like choral elements. In the second verse, there's like a fake choir, and it sounds obviously fake, which I just love. I think it's a really interesting tone. And then obviously at the end of the song, there's a real choir. I don't know, it almost feels like churchy or something to me. And I really liked that tone and that emotion that conveyed. I tried to like write a bunch of bridges for the song, and it just like didn't feel like it worked. It felt like the song needed some space. It needed to like open up, and there's some just like beautiful strings. Let's hear it. I don't know, I just love strings. It's just so emotional. You can't like hear a string section and be like, you just always feel moved. Doesn't it feel like you're like waltzing or something with like someone you like? That's what I picture when I hear that part. I work with this amazing string player, composer. His name's Paul Cartwright, and he has played on all my songs. And I think for me, I love lyrics so much, and like my knee-jerk reaction to things is always like, more lyrics, more story, more this. But I think that there's something nice about leaving things a little simple. When I was making Sour, all I cared about was just like making the lyrics and the melodies amazing. And I think as I get older, I get really way more into the actual musicality of things.
I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping.
This isn't the bridge, I think it's just a little refrain. This bit, it feels like a little more intimate. It feels almost like whispered. The song's all about obviously the quiet moments of being in love. And I like that this part is really quiet, and these are my favorite lines in the song, and so I think they deserve their own little spot to shine. You think that the song's gonna end, but no. Choir comes in. Fake out ending.
It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I promise.
I think the chorus is made up of like me trying to sing in a lower voice and a higher voice, Dan trying to sing in a lower voice or a higher voice, and one of my best friends, Conan, came in and sang some vocals on it too, just so it really felt like there was a bunch of different people in it. But I'm excited to play it live too. I haven't played it live yet, but I hope that I can turn the microphone out to the audience and they'll sing the last chorus, and it'll be a true choir of lots of people. I think the only thing here is that we cut out the I love you. The I love you is sort of implied.
But even when I'm quiet, I promise.
The song feels very classic to me. Like this feels like it could be maybe of another era, at least that's what we were going for. And so the choir just made it feel like especially dreamy and like heavenly. It's also fun to like hear Dan or like my friends' voices on it. It's just like when you listen to it back, you're like, oh, it's like people that I really love singing my lyrics about being in love. It's just a love fest. I think at the end of the day, I just want to write songs that excite me, that I feel like capture what it feels like to be me and be alive in my world. And so I hope that I can keep writing songs that maybe make people feel seen and make me feel seen. here's to hoping.
So I guess that it's true. Time can heal even the worst.
This was really fun to dissect. I love this song so much. It means so much to me. It's really fun to talk about the inner workings of it, and it's also really fun to talk about my favorite movie, Notting Hill. So maybe that's part of the reason why I love the song so much. The dream for me would be if someone listened to something that I made or watched a show that I made and felt like some sort of catharsis or felt like they weren't so alone in a feeling. Because that's what songwriting is for me. It's like I'm writing stuff so I feel less alone. And by sharing it, I hope other people maybe feel a semblance of that. All right, that was Honeybee. I am signing off.
I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing.
Great job, Olivia. Thank you so much.
Thanks.